What's up, guys? Happy Friday, May 3rd. We're going to go over some MLB games. I'm going to go over a couple of them. Probably not going to go over the whole slate just because it's going to take a long time, but I'm going to try to put you guys on some winners. And then this weekend, we'll probably do some live streams, try to get you guys a full breakdown of all the games and stuff. But for today, we're going to put you on a couple of the games and try to just make a little bit of money today, start the weekend off right. Don't forget to like this video if you like this channel, if you like this content, if you want more information, help you make some picks, like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on because you never know when I'm going to drop a video. It's pretty just kind of all over the place. Don't forget to drop your MLB picks in the comments. Let's get into it. I don't want to waste you guys' time, so let's go. All right, I am skipping the first game, the Orioles or the Brewers-Cubs game. I would lean to the Brewers at plus money. I don't love it. I think it's a kind of a bad spot for the Cubs. Wind blowing into Wrigley Field there, so I don't really love that game at the moment. But I'm going to look at this Orioles-Reds game. There is a potential that a rain delay here. The wind is not really doing much, but it's the precipitation chance of rain coming in. If this game holds off, this should be a pretty decent game. We got Hunter Green, the righty, going for the Reds. Cole Irvin, the lefty, going for Baltimore. Honestly, I like Baltimore. If you look at these teams head-to-head, 5-5 in the last 10, 5-5 to the overs, so 5 unders, 5 overs. But I'm getting minus 109 is what I'm seeing, I think, for the Orioles, and minus 108, I think, is what I've seen at one of my books. So I like that number. The thing is, Cole Irvin's been solid his last 2 outings. He's pitched shutouts in his last 2 starts. One was versus the Athletics, of course, which, I mean, not the greatest team, but they've been fairly solid this year considering the Athletics. He had 5 strikeouts and 7 shutout innings there, only gave up 4 hits. His last start before that, 6 2/3 innings, only had 2 strikeouts, but it still was a shutout versus the Royals, a team that can hit the ball, obviously, play small ball. Hunter Green, on the other side, he racks up strikeouts. He can get strikeouts, but he can also be inconsistent when it comes to giving up hits. We've seen it against that Phillies team where he gave up 7 hits, 4 earned runs. He still got 6 strikeouts in 7 innings. And then he pitched 7 shutout innings, got 6 strikeouts in a more pitcher-friendly Texas Rangers game. But they ended up losing that game. The other concern here for me is this Reds bullpen. I don't love the Reds bullpen as much. I think the O's get the win here at minus 108. If this game goes, I think Gunnar Henderson could hit a home run here. A little bit smaller outfield than he's used to at Baltimore. Obviously, Baltimore's moved those fences way back in the left field and stuff. Gunnar Henderson's got 7 home runs versus right-handed pitching. He can hit lefties as well, too, so he could hit whoever they bring out of the bullpen if they are a lefty. But versus righties, I like Gunnar Henderson. Ryan Mountcastle hit one yesterday. Jordan Westberg's got 4 home runs, batting .324. Colton Cowser, 4 home runs, batting .316. Cedric Mullins also, a guy that's usually a little bit deeper in the lineup, 6 home runs, batting .250. He's got 17 RBIs. So I like this O's team. I think a couple guys can go yard. If this game doesn't get rained out, I'm going O's money line. All right, next up, we're going to this Phillies game. Phillies and the Giants square off in this one. You got Aaron Nola going versus Jordan Hicks. Obviously, we don't know the lineups for sure for the Giants. They just played yesterday. Their bullpen is going to be a little taxed after that series in Boston. Now they got to travel to Philly. Philly had the day off, so they had time for their bullpen to rest. You should have the main guys going for the Phillies. We should have Harper, Schwarber, Turner, Alec Boehm, JT Realmuto, Brandon Marsh, Nick Castellanos. Hopefully Bryson Stott in the bottom there. So I think when you got Aaron Nola going, he just had an amazing performance, 10 shutout, 8 innings, or 10 strikeout, 8 innings. He did give up a home run, which he's kind of susceptible to doing. He usually can give up a home run per pitch for time he pitches. Usually a home run per 9 is what he averages. The Phillies offense backed him up in that one. He got the 9-3 win over the Padres. He's had 10 strikeouts, 7 strikeouts, and 9 strikeouts his last 3 outings, 7+ strikeouts in all 3 of them, giving up home runs in 4 straight games. So, I mean, I could see a potential home run in this one. As far as like the weather, we're seeing it's like a 10-mile-an-hour around, somewhat crosswind. So I don't know if that's going to affect a ton in this Phillies in Citizen Bank Park. But I also don't like this Giants bullpen. I still think they are a struggling bullpen. As far as like ERA, they have a 5.32 ERA on the season. I like the fact that the Phillies have the rested bullpen and the rest of the day off in between, whereas Giants are kind of in a tough spot. I like Jordan Hicks. I think he's a good pitcher. I just think he's faced some weaker lineups like the Pirates, the Marlins, the Nationals. So he's faced some weaker lineups. Him getting 9 strikeouts versus Pittsburgh is kind of no surprise because Pittsburgh has been struggling. They can't hit. They strike out a lot. They did end up losing that game 4-3. He had no strikeouts versus the Diamondbacks, a team that doesn't really strike out a lot. And then he had 5 strikeouts versus the Marlins, and he lost that game. So I think the Phillies have the advantage when it comes to the starting pitching here. I like Jordan Hicks. What I've seen from him so far, he's not a bad pitcher. I just think the Phillies have the advantage, and they just have the better lineup, in my opinion. So you could take the Phillies first 5 if you want to just take bullpens out of this game and just rely on Aaron Nola to be solid through 5, and hopefully the Phillies get to Hicks. But I'm going to take the Phillies full game here. Probably going to throw them in a parlay too. I think the Phillies get this one done at home in Citizens Bank Park. All right, going to this Nationals-Jays game, you got battle of 2 lefties, Patrick Corbin, Yusei Kikuchi. The Blue Jays homestand, I'll admit, was not great. They struggled in some of those games. Washington we backed them a few times. They weren't bad in that Rangers series, but they did have 2 games where their offense didn't really do anything. And then they, pretty much all 3 games they only scored 2 runs. So that's a little concerning, obviously. Now they got to face Yusei Kikuchi, who's actually been somewhat solid. The Nationals kind of hitting lefties so, like kind of middle of the pack, lower end of the pack as far as MLB average goes. My issue here is Patrick Corbin. You kind of it's fade Patrick Corbin day, as most people say, but 4 earned runs on 8 hits in 4 innings versus the Marlins his last outing. He did face the Dodgers 2 times before that. So, I mean, that's a hard team to face, obviously, but 7 earned runs, 11 hits, and 5 2/3 innings, only 2 strikeouts versus the Giants. That's not very good. So, honestly, I don't trust Patrick Corbin a lot. This Blue Jays team can hit lefties pretty well. Over the last week, they haven't had a ton of lefties. They don't have a huge sample size, but they're still hitting about 215. And now they go on the road. I think they open this one up. I think they get to Patrick Corbin. The wind is kind of blowing in Nationals Park, but I mean, we're still seeing a total at 9. I think the Blue Jays can still hit some singles and some doubles. They might not be mashing home runs per se, but I think they do enough to get to Patrick Corbin early. I think he gives up some runs. This Blue Jays bullpen can still give up hits and stuff, and can still give up runs. I think they are second in the league as far as home runs given up with 20. The Rays have given up 21, 4.88 ERA, but there's some guys in that bullpen that can still hold it together. I think the Jays have the lead after the first 5 innings in this one. So Jays first 5 -0.5. You could probably convince me into laying the Jays -1.5 for the full game. It should be close to even money or -105. I wouldn't lay any kind of heavy juice with the Jays -1.5, but I think the Jays win this game by at least 2 runs. As far as a couple of the Blue Jays hitters versus lefties, one guy I would look at would be Justin Turner. He knows Patrick Corbin very well. He's got a home run and 7 RBIs versus left-handed pitching with a 1.444 OPS, and he only strikes out about 15% of the time. So it's not bad for a guy that can hit the long ball. I think he's got 417 average. I'm pretty sure he's got, let's see, where is it on my notes here? I think he's got a home run. He's got 2 home runs in 39 at-bats in his career with 8 RBIs versus Patrick Corbin. So he's actually knows Patrick Corbin well. Some of that's from when he was with the Dodgers, obviously, but I already looked at the Jays. I think they lead this game after 5 innings, and I think they win. I think also it's kind of a tougher spot for the Nationals, having played that tougher series versus the Rangers yesterday, traveling back home. The Jays had a day off to go to Washington and get ready for this one. So I think Yusei Kikuchi pitches well. Patrick Corbin probably does Patrick Corbin things, and I think the Jays get a nice win. All right, going to this Yankees Tigers game. Look, the Yankees here are going to be obviously a very public favorite. They probably will be this whole series for this weekend. You see the Yankees, and they're very public in general. But you got Marcus Stroman going here for the Yankees, the righty. He's been not the greatest in my opinion. The last outing versus the Brewers, the run support helped him there, but he still gave it 4 earned runs, a home run, and 5 walks in 4 innings pitched. Then he went before that. He pitched against the Athletics. He gave up 3 earned runs, 7 hits, and 5 1/3 innings, 2 home runs. He's given up home runs in every single start in his last 4 anyway. So he's given up 5 home runs in his last 4 starts. Reese Olson, on the other hand, his last 5 starts, he hasn't given up a home run. His last start against the Royals was dominant pretty much. He only gave up 1 earned run. He had 8 strikeouts in 7 innings. The thing was there that the Tigers bullpen just collapsed and gave up 7 runs. I think it was in the 9th inning, and the Royals ended up winning that one. But Reese Olson's been not bad. He's not my favorite pitcher by any means. He's not a huge strikeout guy. When you look at these teams versus righties over the last 5 games, the Tigers are hitting 259. Yankees are hitting 241. Look, the Yankees weren't great in that Orioles series. There was some stuff where I seen Stanton swinging, just some of those guys swinging at balls, and I'm just like, what is going on with this team right now? They ended up losing 3 out of 4 in that series. They put up, I think it was 6 runs altogether in 4 games. So that's pretty concerning for a Yankees team that slugs. I could see maybe Juan Soto catching a home run here in this game, but I think the value's on the Tigers. I wouldn't go too heavy on this, obviously, because the Yankees can blow out anybody at any time. But, I mean, after a 4-game series in Baltimore, now they got to travel back home. The Tigers got the day off to rest their bullpen guys and to rest their lineup. Now you're giving me a big plus money price with the Tigers. I could see this one being like a 4-3 type game, honestly. In the past, head-to-head, the Yankees have owned this matchup. The Tigers have won 4-3 and 10-3. And then the Yankees, the last two out of the last 4. So they've split the last 4 games that they've played. The Yankees won 5-1 and 4-3, and the Tigers won 10-3 and 4-3. So personally, I could see this one being a 4-3 type game. I could also see it being an absolute blowout. But we're seeing the total set 7.5. The wind blowing somewhat in at Yankee Stadium. Maybe Juan Soto gets a solo home run, but I could also see a couple of Tigers guys hit at getting to Marcus Stroman here. I like the number with the Tigers. I'm not going to lie here. There's not very many times where I'm going to back the Tigers on the road in Yankee Stadium, but when you're giving me this number, I think it's pretty good, especially after the Yankees struggled so bad in that Orioles series. 6 runs in 4 games is pretty pathetic. The Tigers have been scoring runs. You got a couple guys. Kerry Carpenter's been good versus righties. Mark Canha's been pretty solid. He's got 11 RBIs and 3 home runs. Carpenter, 282 average with 14 RBIs and 3 home runs. Riley Green has been on fire. 5 home runs with 10 RBIs, 259 average. Parker Meadows got 2 home runs. Matt Vierling. So there's some guys actually in this Jake Rogers. There's some guys in this Tigers lineup that I don't mind. Obviously, Juan Soto is really good. I don't know if Verdugo's going to be back or not. He was out with paternity leave or whatever it was. And then you got the guys like Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton and Anthony Rizzo. Obviously, you got power hitters and good guys on this Yankees team, but I like the value here on the Tigers. So I'm going to take the Tigers. I think this could be a close game potentially. So give me the Tigers. I could see that you could take the plus 1.5 with the Tigers, but I got to go Tigers in this one. I just think they could get the win. So feel free to fade this one. I don't blame you, but I'm going Tigers. I like the number on this. All right, next up, we're going to Kansas City, where the Royals host the Texas Rangers. The Rangers coming in this one now just above 500. I've said it before. This Rangers team has been pretty inconsistent this year. You never know when their offense is going to explode. Right now, they're 7-6 on the road, whereas the Royals are 12-5 at home. As far as the head-to-head meetings, the Rangers have owned this matchup. They've won 8 of the last 10 meetings, 7-3 to the over. But you got Michael Lorenzen going here. He's definitely not my favorite starting pitcher for this Rangers team. Brady Singer on the other side for the Royals. He pitches much better at home. His last outing, 6 strikeouts in 5 innings, only 1 earned run, so not bad. And then 5 strikeouts in 6 innings. He gave up 5 earned runs. That was against the Blue Jays in that one that they lost there. So Brady Singer's kind of so-so, but I do like backing him more at home. The Royals can hit righties really well. The last 5 games are hitting 258 versus right-handed pitching. Rangers are hitting below 200, about 186. Honestly, I think the Royals have the little bit of the advantage to the bullpen. Over the last 14 days, the Rangers bullpen hasn't been terrible. Their numbers actually go down quite a bit over the last 14 days, but the Royals still have a sub-3 ERA over the last 2 weeks. I think they do enough in this one to get to this Rangers team that, like I said, has been inconsistent. So this one, I'm minus 109 is the best line that I've found for as far as my sports books go. So I don't mind that. It's basically a pick-em price. I think the Royals can get it done at home. The Rangers just on the road, I don't know what to expect from them. I don't even know what to expect from them half the time in their games at home. I faded them that one game that with Andrew Heaney on the bump, and they actually left like 20 plus batters on base. They're striking out a lot. 30% K rate over the last week or two. I just don't like what I'm seeing from this Rangers team. So I'm going to take the Royals in this one. Just a slight pick 'em, maybe a slight favorite depending on what books you're using. But give me the Royals here. All right, looking at this Guardians-Angels game quickly. The Guardians did have a tough series versus the Astros. The Guardians had 4 straight games going to extra innings, and then yesterday they didn't go to extra innings. They just lost outright. That was a tough game for them, in my opinion. Now they kind of come back home. They come back home here. They face an Angels team that's actually not in good form. They're reeling. They lost Mike Trout now. This game could potentially have some rain issues, but I mean, the Cleveland is patient at the plate. They don't strike out a ton compared to the Angels. The Angels strike out quite a bit. You also got a pretty big mismatch, in my opinion, as far as starting pitching goes. You got Jose Soriano, the righty. He's struggled with control. He's given up walks. 11 walks in his last 12 innings. That last start for him, he didn't even last 2 innings. He gave up 4 earned runs to the Twins and was yanked. And then the Angels bullpen came in. The Twins ended up plating 16 runs in that one. I don't know. He's been kind of very inconsistent, and his control is an issue. Whereas Tanner Bybee has been pretty solid. His strikeout numbers in the last couple games have been good. I mean, he faced the Braves. He got 9 strikeouts, 7 shutout innings. That's definitely what you want to see from a pitcher like this. My only concern is if the Guardians rest any guys here. I don't know if they will or not. I would definitely like to see the lineup, but I just can't really get behind this Angels team right now. They've lost 11 of the last 13 games. No Mike Trout. I don't know. They strike out a lot, and I think the Guardians have the much better bullpen. Obviously, their bullpen is going to be a little bit used from that Astros series, but I think the Guardians are just a better team in this one. Even with the Angels being rested and big plus money, I don't think I could get to them in this one. I don't know where the offense is going to come from with this team struggling the way that they're struggling. Obviously, Taylor Ward still hits righties well, but he's been actually pretty cold lately. He hasn't done anything to be like, wow, this is amazing. So, he hasn't really been too crazy. Now they've picked up Kevin Pillar, who's his batting average is terrible. They picked up Pillar to switch with Mike Trout now that Mike Trout's out. But look, this Guardians team, in just my opinion, is just way deeper, way better. So I'm just going to go with the Guardians in this one. I would check the lineups for sure. This game could get rained out, but right now I got to take All right, now I know the Cardinals are heavy favorites in this one, and I mean it's a pretty big mismatch. You got Brad Keller making his first start of the season, or season debut for the White Sox. I think he pitched, I don't know, some weird league. I'm not exactly sure what the name of the league is right now. It's in some international league that he was pitching in. But he pitched like 16 innings, gave up 8 earned runs, as far as I know. This is from another source. It's not from me. It's not coming directly from me, but it's just somebody that shared it with me. The thing here is the White Sox have won 1 of 14 games on the road. I think Sonny Gray has been in absolute dominant form. Brad Keller making his first start. I don't know how deep he's going to go into this game. Sonny Gray, 9 strikeouts his last outing. He had 12 strikeouts that outing before that. So his last 12 and a third innings, he's had 21 strikeouts, 3 earned runs on 9 hits. So he's in like Cy Young form, in my opinion. And the White Sox just struggle on the road. The White Sox, they covered the run line, the +1.5, in two of those 3 games, those last games versus the Twins, but they still just managing to lose, and they've now lost 3 in a row, and then they got to go on the road. I think the Cardinals have the much better bullpen, so I think you could probably lay the -1.5 with the Cardinals here. I'm going to throw them in a parlay. It's obviously not a straight bet piece that I'm going to use, but Cardinals -1.5 would potentially be the straight bet. I don't know if I'll be betting it, but I think I'm going to throw the Cardinals in a parlay here. I think they get this win. Even though they've been somewhat struggling, I think they win this game fairly easily. Sonny Gray probably deals. I think he can handle this White Sox team. I think the Cardinals should get a nice win at home. I like their bullpen. The -1.5 is probably around -120. So I wouldn't. It's not a bet that I love doing, especially laying juice with not that guaranteed 9 at bat. You're laying juice on a run line at home. But I think the Cardinals do enough to get the win. I'm going to throw them in a parlay for me. All right, the final game we're going to look at is the Braves and the Dodgers. This actually should be probably one of the better games of the night, in my opinion, just because you got 2 good hitting teams. Charlie Morton, I like to back him more at home. Now he goes onto the road. I don't know if he's going to fare so well against this Dodgers lineup. They know him well. Guys like Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. Freddie Freeman has 3 home runs and 20 at-bats, batting .500 in his career off Charlie Morton. Mookie Betts has a home run and 32 at-bats, batting .313. So Mookie, those guys have gotten to him well. They know Charlie Morton pretty well. He struggles more on the road. He pitches better at home. The Braves lost 2 out of 3 in Seattle. Now they travel to Dodger Stadium. The Dodgers play much better at home, in my opinion. I think Gavin Stone is obviously not my favorite pitcher in this Dodgers rotation, but I think the Dodgers offense can get to Charlie Morton here. Yeah, there's lots of guys. I like lots of these guys in this Dodgers lineup. They were dominant in that Diamondbacks series. They won 2 of the games by scoring at least 8 runs. They gave up 8 runs to get altogether. 8 runs altogether. They scored 19. The Braves lost 2 out of 3. I mean, 2 of those games were pitchers' duels, but 8 runs in their last 3 games. They've kind of been alternating wins and losses. Not in the greatest form. They do still have 20 wins on the season. They're 9-5 on the road. Dodgers 9-8 at home. When you look at these teams head to head, 5-5 in the last 10 meetings, 4-6 to the under. Gavin Stone, he got run support versus the Blue Jays his last outing, but he has still only given up 1 home run over his last 5 starts, which isn't bad. His walks kind of can be concerning at sometimes. And then you get Charlie Morton. When he's, like I said, when he's at home, I trust him a lot more. But he faced the Marlins 1 outing, got 8 strikeouts. He faced the Guardians, 6 strikeouts in 7 innings. Didn't give up any runs there. So that was actually a solid outing. I could see this one getting out of hand, but I could also see this game being another lower scoring, closer game. We've seen these games 3-1, 4-2, 4-3, and have totals at 9.5 and stuff like that. We've seen that before. These teams have been playing more to the over lately. If you're looking at the bullpens on the season, the Dodgers 16 home runs given up with a 3.58 ERA. Whereas the Braves 3.42 ERA, giving up 11 home runs. So honestly, I don't know. When you look at these ones, it's pretty hard to go against the Dodgers right now at home. The last 2 weeks, their ERA is just over 2 in their bullpen. The Braves ERA is about 3 over the last 2 weeks. They had a tough series versus Seattle, but I think I got to go with the Dodgers at -111. Dodgers at home versus a pitcher they know pretty well. I think they get to Charlie Morton here and they do enough to win this game. I wouldn't blame you if you want to take the Braves. I mean, you could probably talk me off of not betting this game, but I'm gonna probably be playing some player props in this one. I could see a couple home runs. Gavin Stone, like I said, he's only given up 1 home run, but there's 10-mile-an-hour wind blowing out in Dodger Stadium. Should be a fairly decent evening. Looks like there could be some humidity, but no rain or nothing, no precipitation in the forecast or nothing. But total, I wouldn't be surprised if the total goes to 10 at this one, honestly, by first pitch. I think lots of people will be betting the over because they see two powerful offenses and stuff. I might play a couple home run props. I might have to go check out Mookie Betts or maybe Freddie Freeman. But Mookie Betts, 5 home runs, batting .364 versus right-handed pitching. Freddie Freeman batting .364 with 17 RBIs. He's only got 2 home runs. But Max Muncy's also been solid. He's got 4 home runs, batting .275 with 15 RBIs versus righties. And then, of course, Shohei, 6 home runs, .373 average versus right-handed pitching. On the other side, Michael Harris has been solid as far as getting on base. He's got 3 home runs and 300 average versus right-handed pitching. But Marcell Ozuna is kind of the go-to guy if he's going to hit a home run. He's got seven home runs and 22 RBIs, or 303 average versus righties. So maybe Marcell Ozuna and Mookie Betts, same game parlay to hit home runs. Would not shock me. Maybe Marcell Ozuna and Max Muncy. Even Will Smith has been good. But I just like this Dodgers team a little bit more of the form that they're in, and I like them at home better. I think they do enough to get to Charlie Morton to win this game. All right, that's all I got for you guys today. Didn't go over every game. The weekends for me have been kind of so-so. I've had a couple weekends that they haven't been no stellar weekends, whereas during the week, I will give out the parlay today. This is a long shot, obviously. These are all money line plays. The Orioles, the Phillies, the Jays, the Royals, and the Cardinals, all on the money line. 5 teams to win. It's plus 1,251. So you're getting just over 12.5 to 1 on your money. So $10 pays $125 or whatever. I'll probably put a little bit on that as far as the long shot parlay goes. Stay tuned. Be watching your weather reports and stuff. Be careful about games getting rained out and delayed. And bet responsibly. Obviously, make smart bets and stuff. Parlays are not ways to win long term. People like playing them because their risk is small to win a lot. But if you're just betting parlays, you're gonna have a hard time to make money long term. So you got to be responsible when it comes to your bankroll management and how you're betting and stuff. But like and subscribe to the channel if you guys found any value in any of these plays. We'll have some good stuff coming for the weekend. Maybe try to do some live streams. Drop down your picks in the comments or player props, home run props, who you're betting on. And as always, bet responsibly. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace.